So I see this program, right? Um, and it's a program about a lady that's had like a kidney transplant. Well, there's two of them actually. One of them she had like a kidney transplant. The other one had like a heart transplant. And the lady, she went through the motions of healing. It's kind of a big thing when you have a kidney transplant or any kind of organ removal and then replacement. Those things are kind of huge. All right, so she went through like the whole process of recovering and all of that. But when she recovered, the thing that really tripped me out was that this is like a trip, and I'm like so fascinated by it actually. Is that when she recovered, she she started having like this penchant for like building things, like putting things together. Like she's out in the backyard, and the husband comes back, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she's building the deck. You know what I mean? She's like reworking the floor. She's painting, doing landscaping in the house. I mean, stuff that she's never actually done before. And she's like, "Wow." The husband's like, What's going on here? This is not you." And she's like, "I don't know. I just have I just feel like doing these things." And she did it, and she was like, just she had a love for it. And then there was another one where the lady had a heart transplant. And same thing though. I think the heart transplant is bigger than your kidney transplant. And after she recovered and she was like fully functional again, she had a thing for painting. She loved painting. She was painting like portraits and stuff like that. And she was really good at it. She had never done it before prior to this kidney transplant. And, her family's like, "Mom, what's going on?" That sort of thing. And come to find out, the lady that had the transplant, the kidney transplant, she got it from a guy who was a carpenter. He was a carpenter and he was really good at his job, according to the guy's family who she got the kidney from. Like he was a really good carpenter, like one of the best in the business, that sort of thing. So, just from getting a kidney from this guy, those skill sets transferred over into her. And same goes for the lady with the heart transplant. The guy who she had gotten the heart from was an artist, and apparently a really good one. And for whatever reason, I don't know what the science is behind this, but for whatever reason, she picked up those abilities of being a painter. And I got to thinking, like, man, okay, I'm in reasonably good shape. I would hope that, like, when I died, that my organs would be intact. What good quality would I pass on to the next person? What can I say that they would get from me? It's kind of reflecting here, okay? There's things that I like to do, and there's things that I'm actually pretty decent at, you know what I mean? I'm really good with my hands. When I was 16 or 17, I could take out an engine and put another one in. I could rebuild all that. I was pretty good at doing, car work, but, that was 16, not 16 years ago, because it was actually a significant amount more time than that. I haven't done it in a while, but I still can. There's things that, like if it broke down in my car, that I can fix. And, if I'm unfamiliar with it, I can figure it out. I'm really good with my hands, that sort of thing. But what quality would I pass on to the next person if they were to get something from, say, my heart or my kidney, that sort of thing? I would imagine my kidneys would be in real good shape. I've never taken a drink really before. I think the first time I tasted a beer was maybe about a year ago. I drank something called Angry Orchard, which I thought was pretty decent, but it's nothing that I would continue to drink. I can't stand regular stuff or alcohol. But what would I pass on to someone? You know what I mean? And then I started thinking, okay, well, I take pretty good care of myself. Is my stuff going to go on to somebody who's not going to take care of my organs? You know what I mean? Is there something that, because I'm an organ donor, is there something I could put like in my last will, like, hey, you make sure that whoever gets my shit takes care of it? That's what anyway. So, what qualities would you have that you would pass on to somebody? I was doing a run today, and it's funny. I have respect for all people, but there's times I need to be reminded. Like one time I was given somebody who needed some spare change, I think I had like about $10 or something more. Anytime I have cash, when somebody asks me for it, I give it away, because I typically don't carry cash, so I'm always thinking that, okay, this must be a message. So this guy's asking for money, and I happen to have money in my pocket. I give it to him. But I had given this guy some money before, and I was reminded, like, hey, you didn't even look in the guy's eyes when you gave the guy your money. It's like a sign of disrespect. You know, like, oh, I didn't even realize that. So today, I was talking to a guy. He was a homeless guy. There's like where I run at this park. Like under this bridge, there's like a lot of homeless people that stay there in their tents and stuff like that. And this guy was talking to me, and very, very smart guy, you know. And he was giving me like kind of talking to me about, I'm into science, heavily into science. And this guy was talking to me about science. He's very knowledgeable actually, and I was like, wow, okay. And you know, a lot of times, you know, when you see somebody who's not maybe dressed right, or who may not, appearance-wise, you know, he may not have looked the part, you know, that sort of thing. And I wonder how many times we actually dismiss somebody based on appearances, you know, based on the way they look. You know, I've done that. I'm guilty. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of it, and that sort of thing, you know. But he was talking to me, and we talked for about, you know, 10, 15 minutes. I talk to everybody. It's kind of a problem of mine, you know. I'll be at a gas station, and I'll be pumping like gas, and the guy be on the other side of the gas station, you know. And I'm a big truck guy. I love trucks, and this guy, you know, might have a truck. I'm like, hey man, that's a nice F-350 or something. And we're talking. Next thing you know, 30 minutes, a conversation would move from that. That's kind of I don't know if it's a failing in me or if it's a gift. I'm not sure, but I talk to everyone, it seems. But this guy was talking. We were talking about 30 minutes and stuff. And so he was telling me about science, and I was telling him about. Sorry, I'm getting a call. And I was telling him about the attributes, not the attributes, but the show that I was just explaining about. And so he was telling me about the science and stuff. And I was like, man, this guy doesn't need to be homeless. You know what I mean? This guy, he has a big brain in his head. And I'm sure, and in talking to him, he's very intelligent. You know what I mean? And it's like, if somebody like that, you know, if he passed away, and, you know, heaven forbid, you know, but if he passed away, you know, if like what I seen in this TV show, if somebody's attributes or talents transfer into the next person, somebody would be super smart getting an organ or something from him, and the guy doesn't look like much. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. He looks like somebody that you would just ignore, you know, spare change, that sort of thing, and you just, you know, hand him a few dollars and just move on, that sort of thing. But you know, a lot of times we shoot the messenger and not paying attention to the message. You know, it's very key to pay attention to whatever message that you might be getting. And, you know, those things might be something that helps you. And from talking to this guy about this TV show, and it just morphed into a big conversation about things that he knows, things that are very that he's very knowledgeable about. Things about, he told me things about space that I didn't even know about. You know, that of course I'm a research and stuff like that. But things I didn't know about. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. You never know where your message might come from. You never know where you're gonna get your good advice from. You know what I mean? Be open to anything. And I'm not saying just listen to everybody, because you got to be cautious too, because there are a lot of nuts out here too. But you got to be, I would say, don't shoot the messenger. You know, if somebody has a message for you and it sounds like a good message, listen to them. Not worried about too much his appearance or anything like that, but listen to the message. You know what I mean? And that's what I did today. And I had one of the best conversations I've had in a long time with this guy. And I didn't even get his name, damn it. I didn't get his name, but I hope I'll see him again. He's a pretty good dude. And, you know, don't pay attention to the messenger. Pay attention to the message. You know, God sent a lot of messengers, you know, back in his day, you know, and they weren't all good people. You know, as a matter of fact, when he taught Moses, Moses had killed a guy. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, he was wanted. You know what I mean? They wanted to kill Moses, you know, that sort of thing. But he had a very powerful message. You never know where your good message may come from, you know? And the guy or the girl who may be delivering the message may not be as eloquent as you would like him to be, but the message may still be very sound. All right, well, I had a good day. Very blessed day. I think I'm going to have a fantastic day today. I feel good. I don't know why I do feel so good. I'm not on anything. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never have. But for some reason, I feel high. Anyway, I hope everyone have a blessed day. Blessed.